Hello everybody and welcome to the Grego Zorro Gaming channel. This one actually is not going to be a gaming video. Um, Finally got a face cam setup going on here. So I just wanted to take a minute and as you can see kind of, well, this way. I still got to get used to this thing. Uh, Got a couple of my title picks scrolling up here, different games and things that I've worked on over the past couple of months that I've been doing this. And just now really getting started going good. Um, when I first started, I didn't have a headset. I didn't have a face cam. Uh, Pretty much, I didn't even have a second monitor. Um, I actually robbed a small TV out of another room uh, that happened to have an HDMI hookup. So dropped that in there to use it to edit video on or to control my recordings, things like that. Um, but mainly just wanted to jump in there and make a video to say with the subscribers that I've got now, all the people on Twitter that have followed, that has tremendously grown faster than I thought it would. Um, I believe I'm in the 80s now, 70s or 80s of followers. I try to follow all gamers back. Um, as far as YouTube, if I'm interested in the content, I will follow back because I don't want to give someone an empty subscription. Uh, I should say subscribe. Um, Same with Twitch. I've checked out a lot of gamers on Twitch. Um, if I'm following you on Twitch, it means I'm interested in your content because I don't want to give empty follows and empty subs. Where I'm not going to go back and check it out. And it's not that the content creators are not doing a great job. It may just be that um, maybe I'm not into that type of game. First person shooters, I don't get into a whole lot. I've watched a few videos on it, um, but that's kind of one of the big ones. Outside of that, RPGs, strategy, um, survival horror. Um, let's see. Yeah, it's on this side again, isn't it? Survival horror. Um, Survival horror again. Uh, but things like that, I really get into, really enjoy. Farming. Can never go wrong with growing your own food. Just keep that in mind, people. Grow your own food. You should try it sometime. Kingdoms. That was one that I did a while back that didn't really take off. I'm not sure. Car Mechanic Simulator. Hadn't messed with that one in a while. I'm not sure what happened with Kingdoms. Um, and that you'll be seeing soon as well. That's some of my artwork that I slapped together. Veil of Crows. That was fairly successful in my eyes. The only one to be close to 1,000 views on the video. I think I'm in the 700 to 800 range on that one video, and I'm very proud of that. Extremely. Um, for a small content creator, it was amazing to see that one take off the way it did. Um, but where was I going with all of this? Um, I lost my own train of thought. Kingdoms. Okay, I'm glad I've got that going up there because that's helping remind me of what I'm talking about. Kingdoms. I'm not sure what happened. I think the developers just kind of dropped it. I hadn't seen any updates since back sometime last year. Game seemed like it had a lot of potential, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see if they come back out of the woodwork with anything. Um, but with all that said, um, I just really wanted to thank you guys. Uh, Honestly, I never knew if I would have one sub when I first started this. Uh, I've seen a lot of other content creators that I was actually checking out at the time. I didn't even really know content creation in gaming was a thing until, maybe 6, 8 months ago. That's how under a rock I've been, that's, uh, but, I was, checking out Games for Kicks. He was the first one that I ever watched any content. Um, Checked out a couple of his videos, and it's like, man, this guy is cool. Um, then called a stream, and I was like, I'd seen Twitch before, but I was like, Twitch, what is Twitch? What is this stuff that I'm seeing on my console? Yes, I have a console. That I'm seeing on my console. It's like, Twitch. What is this Twitch? Anyway, once, got to checking that out, I was like, man, this is cool. And then I got to seeing how the fan base was. And I'm not saying anything bad about the gaming community, or trying not to say anything bad about the gaming community. As a whole, there are a lot of different type of gamers. I've been gaming since I was old enough to game, but computer gaming, I got started in the late 90s with a game called Ultima Online. Some of you may be familiar with that. I was severely addicted to the game. I think I had at one point I had 2 different accounts, and this is when they were paid accounts, like $9 a month. And late 90s, $9 a month is like, really, you got 2 accounts? But I had pretty much every crafting type character that you could think of. If you are familiar with Ultima Online, then I had to have the tank mage in the late 90s, back when they were a viable character. Just something about that character. I was huge into the PvP, and really, really enjoyed the game. But that's when I was first introduced to griefing characters, griefing players, I should say. Had a lot of issues with res kills, as we would call them, where, in Ultima Online, your corpse would drop right where you were standing whenever you died. And then, say, player B would be standing over your corpse. You resurrect and come back to your corpse only to find him hiding or have casted an invisible spell on himself. And he's already looted your corpse. I mean, you can see your corpse laying there and all your clothing and everything's gone, so there's nothing left on your body. But you run up to it anyway, and then he pops out from hiding or whatever and kills you again. And after about 4 or 5 times of this, you rage quit, and then you come in with a different character that's like overpowered and try to kill him. But or at least that's what I did anyway, I guess, because I had so many characters. But at that point in time, it's like, okay, so this is the gaming community. You have a few helpful players. Then you have the res killers. And then you have the ones that seem to be helpful. And you put a little trust in them, and they lure you out of town, and then they steal everything you had on you. So for the majority, it seemed like to me, I just got the initial bad taste in my mouth that the gaming community was this horrible cesspool of people that were out to just make your life horrible, that they had nothing else to do. But then I moved on from that several years later, and moved into another popular title, World of Warcraft, EverQuest. I actually played EverQuest for a while, then moved into World of Warcraft. And I noticed I kept finding these same people. And so I ended up getting completely away from MMO RPGs, and said, if that's the gaming community, heck with it. I'm going to go solo. I'm going to do my own thing. I'll just play single player games and leave it at that. So when I saw things like Twitch I was like, no, no way. It's like I'm not gonna sit up here and play a game for all of these people that I remember from those games so they can tell me just how bad I am, or things like that. But then once I got to watching some of the Twitch channels, uh, Cage Games for Kicks, um, there's so many. There's so many that I want to list. JC. Actually, at JC's channel, I watch mostly his videos, and I've watched videos of his live streams. Um, Huge fan of his building. I love the guy's designs and the storylines he puts with his stuff. Um, but I can't even remember who all I've mentioned now. But out of all the people that I've watched, I follow on Twitter. Um, I'm following them on Twitch. Uh, I'm going to try to get some subscriptions going here before long on Twitch. Things are a little tight right now after getting a lot of this gaming rig set up going. Those things aren't cheap. If anybody's built one lately, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, um, with all that said, I discovered that wasn't a community that was out there. I started seeing people in chat. It's like chat was groups of friends that were hanging out together watching this entertainer, and that's what Twitch streamers are. They're entertainers. I was a musician for several years, played live music in clubs. Um, I won't really go into detail with that, but I played some pretty important gigs. Um, some things I can look back on and go, not everybody can say that they played here or there. Did make the big time, but to me it was the big time. Broke into some clubs and different places, different venues that um, a lot of musicians have on their checklist of places that they want to play on their way to the top. But coming from that background, I can honestly say these guys are entertainers. It's not easy by any means to do what they do, and I respect that a lot. Because you have to put on your perfect face the entire time. You have to be the perfect you, because everybody's watching. And fortunately, it doesn't seem like in this community quite as bad as a lot of the gaming communities that I've been a part of. It doesn't seem quite as many people are judging. That's a good thing, because until you've been the entertainer, you don't really know what the entertainer is, what they're up against, what it takes to put on the show, the prep work before the show, the prep work, before the prep work before the show, the aftermath, the cleanup. Okay, now that we're done, we got to get all this mess straightened out. Okay, for instance, we'll say with this one. Okay, now that we're done, I've got a backpack full of crap. I've got these chests still laying all over the place full of loot. So I've got to get all this stuff, get it back to my base, get it sorted out and everything else before I can even think about, streaming again or doing another video or something like that. So I have a lot of respect for the guys that stream, the content creators that make the videos. And once again, the ones that I'm interested in their content, I'm trying to follow as many as possible. And trying to subscribe on YouTube to as many as possible, because I really respect what they do, and I'm trying to get there myself. I have a long ways to go, but anyway, that's enough about all of this, I guess. I just mainly wanted to try out this face cam and kind of throw a few things about me out there, to kind of let you guys know who you're subbing to, and that you are very appreciated. each and every one of you. At this point in time, all 33. I do keep up with that number, and it's not because of growth, or that was a bad way to put it. It's not because of the number itself. It's because I'm thankful that there are 33 viewers out there that want to see what I'm doing, and that means a lot. But with that said, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you want to hit the like button, hit the like button. If you don't. I've really asked for that on the gaming videos. On this one, it's just mainly the people that come to the channel. You are the guys that I want to see this. I'm not going to put it out there on anything to try to get more views on it or anything like that. I just mainly want the people that come to the channel, the fans of what I'm doing, to see this, because you are appreciated, very much so. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I always have a problem with endings. I'll say I'm going to wrap it up like 3 times before I do, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. But anyway, thanks again, guys. I seem to be getting a little hoarse. I'm losing my voice here. I just finished doing another Farmer's Dynasty video, so I've been talking solid for like an hour and a half now. Trying to keep things rolling through the video. Do you know how hard it is to think of stuff to say when you're not really doing anything? It's pretty amazing. I'm getting better at it, though. I am. I'm getting better at talking to myself, because I keep in mind that I'm not really talking to myself. I'm talking to the first person that's going to watch this, and then the person after that, and then the person after that. So that makes it a little easier each time. But anyway, for like the second or third time, I'm going to end this. Thank you, guys. See you next time.